Hello there, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to Messing About with a Narrowboat. This week the prime target is to get the bow hatches lined and trimmed and get all of that finished. And then we'll see if I can get the bed headboard started. But the weather's a bit grim looking, so I still can't do anything on the outside. I'm desperate to get the horn and the tunnel light on so that I can put the bedroom ceiling up, but I can't do that. Start of another week. It is grey, miserable, cold. I don't mind the cold, but when it's this dank, horrible, drizzly weather, it goes right to your bones. Let's get inside quick. Right, annoying start of the week error number one. I took the batteries home to charge them up, forgot to bring them back. So I've only got one battery here for power tools. Oh, that's fun. But at least I bought a new heater. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Here, Roma, 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 here. So Roma and I have been working out how we're going to do the window lining and make it quite a neat job. Initially I thought a piece of oak there and a bit of oak trim on it. And the headboard is going to come out about there. Like that. I wanted to put the whole headboard in first, but then I was thinking accessibility. If I need to get in here, we need to get the headboard. The headboard's always designed to be removable, but if I make it a permanent window ledge, it might be a bit difficult. But so initially I was going to do like an L shape, but in reality we can make it double height, and then when the headboard comes on like that, it will make a nice shape.
Looks nice. That looks nicer.
Doesn't it?
Looks nicer.
It is nicer.
Yeah.
And then that gives me an edge to put a weather strip on there. This is going to have to be quite a big weather strip because, you know, that's 5mm thick, and then if I can get this window coming in a bit, it's still a good 5mm, so it's a 10mm thing. So maybe the Aquamac seal's a seal that you have to cut a groove in the wood and it slots in, or just a sticky on one. For convenience, I might just do the sticky on one.
That sounds like a good plan.
And then what we're doing is lining here. Same thing. It'll come out quite nice on the window lining, like that.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. But in order to do that, we need to make this frame. So I need to dig out the spray foam. Right, just putting some noggins in so that we've got something to screw onto. So I can do this lift. Come on, hand, work. There we go. Back. There you go. One.
That's one. One of three.
Yeah. That goes on like that. And That goes on like that, and then we can box
it in,
that
yeah.
in. Because I've got a pipe going
All the way
here.
around there, you can't, yeah.
Yeah, that's the pipe run.
Okay.
That's all right, that.
So one part of the would be secured on mostly on the right
They'll both
hand
be on
side.
here, and then I'm going to use little
Yeah.
ball fasteners.
Right,
I'll show
okay.
you them in a bit. But I just want to get this so I can get it stained up. So that's a good few hours work. We've got the noggins in, we've got the boxed in area all measured and cut. I've refilled some of the spray foam that we had to dig out to get the noggins in. So it's just a matter of taking home the boxed in parts.
Yeah, and sanding them and
Yeah, sand them and varnish them.
and ready.
Uh,
What else did we do today? We did the painting.
finished the painting.
Yeah.
That's about it. Brought a pile of wood in. Lost half my stuff. Walked up and down the boat because of power tools down that end of the boat, power tools about up this end of the
Well,
boat,
you've got your gopher with you today.
and one battery.
And your gopher.
And my gopher.
Go for it.
Yep, always need a gopher.
Yeah.
So, picking up where we left off, let's get this spray foam, which is dried now, get it trimmed off and get these ends boxed in. So, a little while later, well, not very long, and off camera, I trimmed the boxing in. It's really cold today, particularly with the window open. And a very, very short few minutes later, cut the other one. And it's a bit of trim there. So the only thing I can see is this wood here is sticking out just a little, so I'll just plane it in and level it off. And inevitably, this side is a different size from that side. So, two separate cuts. Time for a tidy up and a spot of lunch. And then we'll fasten them on. So rather than screwing these on, making them a little inaccessible, I'm going to use these double roller catches. They just go on like that and they'll hold them in place. So it's just a matter of screwing them on and matching them up to the plate. So the pack of catches came with its own screws. I've put in two now, and both have broke, even though I've pilot drilled the holes. Okay, this is very hard oak. Fiddly wee things. In the end, I took it off. I took the battens off because it was just so much easier. And then the last one I put on with a bit of double-sided tape, so I know where it goes. Okay, so I've only put 3 on. I suppose I could put another one, but 3 seems to be it. And they just cut it like that. Now, I don't know if that'll rattle and shake. There's a little gap. It's never going to be brilliantly flush, is it? There's a little gap. You know, looks alright, doesn't it? I might eventually just go, okay, we'll screw it in, and I'll just unscrew it to pop it off. But for now, that's alright, that. Screws are a wee bit long. I'll trim them off in a second. Right, so the only thing to do with this is really sand it, and it comes off. I'm going to put an edging strip on it because it's plywood, it's got a rubbish edge. We're going to stain it, so a little bit of iron-on edging strip will go on there. But I'll do all of that when I'm sitting at home Roma's watching EastEnders. Right, other side. Right, so that's the other side. Pop it in. Yeah. So if I need to get into it, for the air vent, the breather pipe for the tank, or any wiring, we can do that. That's okay. Here we are, not bad for a couple of hours work. And a reminder to self, I need to move that light because it's just getting in the way. That's the sides cut. Now I can see there's some of the welds there are sticking out a bit, so it's not sitting flush. So I'll need to just cut a wee bit out for the welds. Same on the other side. Same on that side. Just at the bottom there, wee bit of weld. Easier just to cut the wood out than trying to grind the weld down. Right. Styles. Right. That's quite nice. Yeah, I just need to, I'll do the same thing as I did with the frames, and it's actually the same shape as the window frames. But I just need to carve it in. I'll get the chisel out and carve out a little bit. Yeah, pocket hole screws again. Pull it together as a frame. We'll pop the frame up. That way I know that the frame is all lined up and good to go. Pleased with that, it's coming along. And it explains why there's a few things weird, because it's 10mm out, 1/4 inch from the bottom to the top. Yeah, well, what can you do? Work round it, like everything in a narrowboat, work round it. Well, that looks rather nice, doesn't it? Once I can get this, door shutting a bit better. Here I'll put some rubber self-sealant rather than Aquamac. Aquamac is quite big. I guess the alternative is to route out a channel, but I'd rather not do that. So I just need to wait for a dry day and take the hatches off, fix the chipped off paint that I did, glue the frames in. Yeah, whenever we get a dry day. Could be August at this rate. Until it's just horrible weather. I came to the boatyard today and it's been raining for days and it is just a mud pit. Absolute mud pit.
Ooh, frickety hoo!
And before I go home tonight, a little bit of ironing. This is just iron on edging strip. I bought a really cheap, I think it was £13, dry iron, no steam, nothing. And that's it. It's nice and hot, nice and dry. And we've got an ironed on edge. And because the edge is exposed, that just gives a nice neat finish to it. So whether we stain it or paint it, either way, you get a nice edge. Simple iron on. This is birch ply veneer. I don't want it to burn, but I certainly want it to melt the glue. Yeah, okay, that's nice. Ironing over, First time I've used an iron since I retired. Bit of a late night tonight. Late start today. It's nearly lunchtime. I was sitting at home, my nice warm house, and I really didn't want to come to the boat today. It's so cold and damp and it's going right through my old bones. Oh. But I've got these window linings to finish. Let's get this week finished. Right, so I can get home out of this icebox. Bloody hell, I even put a hat on. It's that cold. I was going to do a bunch of stuff, but it's just kind of temperature that makes you not want to work at all. I'd go and get a McDonald's if I wasn't not allowed to eat them. Anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm doing all the trims that I need to do, and then I'll take them home and varnish them up in the warm of my house. So before I finish off the window bit, I'm just cutting out the trim for the hole for the toilet cassette. There we go. Nice little bit of oak trim. Sand it up, and then we can varnish it up. And for those of you that are saying, why are you using oak for the toilet cassette gap when it's going to be in a cupboard and behind the toilet? Well, it'll definitely be behind the toilet, but it might not be in a cupboard. And I've got the oak, so why not? No matter how much coffee I drink today, and I've got my little heater blowing up my trouser leg and I still can't get bloody warm. So the last thing I want to do is put a round over onto the base of the trim for the cassette rack, cassette hole. I just need to work out which way. So that's it, just a little round over so that when you put the cassette in, you're not hitting your knuckles on a sharp edge of wood. Right, back at the bows, doing the lining. So like here, there's a bit of weld sticking out. So what I need to do is basically mark it and cut a channel so that will fit flush. It's not very much to cut out. It's not very deep. I think I'll just go and chisel it out. Right, a little while later, they're in. That one's deeper than that one because that's quite a big weld that's sticking out. But anyway, that's it done. Not very neat, but it's done. Time to pocket hole it up and screw it all together. glued it up. I'll pop some sash clamps on it. Just checking it's all square. Good. So that's it, fitted up, glued up, screwed up, and it fits. It fits just fine, nice and snug. That's good. Right, and then we just plug up the holes because the top one is partially visible from the outside. Well, that's not a bad result, is it? For somebody who really didn't want to get out of bed this morning, struggling a bit with motivation because of the cold. We got there, we got through quite a lot. So much so, I'm having a can of iron brew because I deserve it. Oh, yeah, quite happy, quite pleased. I've just got let all that glue dry on the window frame, and then it's sand it and 3 coats of Osmo Polyx oil, and then we can glue it up. Maybe next week will be a little bit more than 1 degree temperatures. Oh, and that's down south. Gosh knows what it's like up north. Probably warmer. Right, that's me home. Offloaded everything I was bringing back. So, box in panels for painting, trim for the cassette hatch, primer for painting, but no window frame. I forgot the window frame. Senior moment. I brought that wood in that was sitting in my car for days because it's not raining. So there we go, look, that's our flat pack bed. Didn't come with any instructions though. Right, it's a short day today because I'm only going to do 2 things. Let's get that light moved and get the last of the trim up at the top part of the window. And that'll round off a fairly productive, if cold, week. It's certainly been productive. Yeah, been out and got my hair cut. Right, job for today. Now I've moved the light. Get up here and put some lining on it. I can cut this board to size. We'll see how we go on. So my new best friend is double-sided tape. I'll just pop a bit up there and we'll stick that board on and then I'll scribe it in. Now before I go and scribe it in, I need to take into account the width of the roof lining, which is a strip of wood. So I'm just popping a strip up, same width as the roof thick lining, and then that gives me a smooth edge to scribe on. And now I can stick up my bit of wood. There. Now I can scribe in that gap. So we now have a scribed line. Let's go and cut it out with a jigsaw. Can't remember where I put my jigsaw. It's in the boat somewhere. So I found my jigsaw. And I knew there was a reason I put it to one side. And it's because it broke. And I needed to replace it. And I forgot. It's Friday. So, as it's Valentine's Day, I'm going to go and buy Roma a new jigsaw for Valentine's Day. I think she'll like that. In the meantime, time for some hand sawing. Right, it's a wee bit wonky. I can fix that with a planer. There we are, bit of a straight edge later. And that's all cut and in. A little bit of an air gap. Right, job done. You know what? It's just dawned on me. That's the very last bit of lining out. The whole boat, the lining out is finished. Wow! Did I get a certificate? Right, I'm having a wee break. Coffee, as usual. And I've just got a wee bit of a tidy up to do. What a week. Got the things that I finished this week, I should have finished last week, but faffing around with the door. Now, one of our subscribers, Graham Tansley, kindly suggested a thing called a hinge alignment tool, which I'd never heard of. So I went out and bought one, and it goes over the bullet hinges, and this bar, you can bend it. Saves you belting it with a hammer and chipping your paint. So I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to try it in a bit and see if I can get that bow starboard door shutting better. I'll give this one more try, and then I'm just gonna hit it with an angle grinder and take the corner off it, because it's really hacking me off. Right, Graham, I did try it. There's two different sizes, but I felt very nervy. I could feel the weld. I heard it crack. So yeah, kind of. Plus, it took even more of the paint off than the hammer and wood did. It is a bit better. I've lined this one up because it was a bit twisted. It is a bit better. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to take the corner off. So, yeah, the gap it's less. But, yeah, just hearing the welds and the paint crack kind of bothered me a bit. So I think I'm going to have to just shim this corner down, because that seems to be where it's catching. Yeah, I'm going to shim that down, grind it down a bit, see what happens. So I am going to wrap up this week's vlog here. I didn't get everything that I wanted done. I wanted to start measuring for the headboard, but I have measured for the bed and brought the wood in. So that'll be next week's fun. So thank you for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for the comments. They're really helpful, and I do listen. And we'll see you next time.